next minute or two. Hey everyone. Today we're going to be doing a tier list of the Halo Infinite weapons, obviously. If you're reading that right, since I'm doing this, I'm going to export this video to my YouTube channel in case you want to follow up there or anything. Yeah, but I figured since the people that know me and stuff and watch my channel, they know that I play a lot of Halo, so I figure, and I love doing those tier list things, so basically we're just going to be doing a tier list of that, and we'll test out the weapons as we go here, just so you can kind of get a visual cue for all this sort of stuff. That way you can kind of tell. I'm just on training mode right now, so you can kind of tell what's going to happen. But anyway, we'll go to that. So there's not a particular order, and I will kind of figure out as I go how I'm kind of ranking these things, because I kind of am trying to find a good balance of, okay, are the weapons balanced themselves and stuff? Are they overpowered? So on and so forth, or something like that. Like, how effective of a weapon is it? How often am I picking it up and stuff? You know, kind of metrics like that. So, yeah. So basically, the S tier would be like, I want to pick up these weapons. I go for these. These are my go-to weapons and stuff like that that I would recommend, or something. Like if if we're playing a game of Fiesta or you're playing Big Team Battle or something like that. Those are the kind of things I'm looking for in it and stuff that'll guarantee me more kills and everything. So anyway, we'll just get started. So the M40 which is just the standard assault rifle and stuff, it's pretty standard in games unless you're doing like SWAT or something. So I'm trying to think about this iteration compared to each Halo before it. I can't tell if this is a better version. Like, I'm not design wise. I'm not gonna factor in design or anything like that. But I'm just gonna see. Ah, God. So what I do actually like about it, so how it's balanced so far right now, is that you can get a kill off with it. If you like headshot the guy, yeah. So out of a 36 round clip, you can get a kill out of it. So you have to be accurate with it. So it's more so one of those weapons that, like the BR-75, I believe, is where you really need to hone in on your accuracy and everything. So if you don't feel confident being accurate with a gun, then I wouldn't recommend it as a tool. But again, it's the starting weapon, so I think it's really nice because for the people, you're only at an advantage if you're actually good with, you train with the weapon and you're good with it. But there's so many metrics off of it that like I seldom find myself, even as many hours as I put into Halo, like using this as often as I do. But I do like the in the addition of, this is the only thing I think that makes it better for this version of Halo, or for Halo Infinite, is that they added a zoom feature to it and stuff, so I really like that about it. But yeah, most of the time that this scenario is going to happen whereby, like, you know, I'm going to maybe get them down to, like, I'm going to break their shields or something, but very seldom do I get like a kill with it or something. So usually I'll have to pull out my secondary and then shoot them with it. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm pretty satisfied with the assault rifle. I think as a starting weapon, it's pretty good for balancing the game, and then only the people that are really good with it can take advantage of that use. I tend to find myself picking up this weapon more often than others, just because it's a little bit more safer of a pick. I think a good way to describe it, it's a very safe gun to have and everything. Like, you'll definitely give out a lot of DPS and stuff, so I tend to find myself getting a lot more assists and stuff with this weapon. But yeah, so anyway, let's plug that in. So for right now, I'm just going to give a solid A and stuff. It's not obviously my optimal thing to pick up. but it is nice. It's safe, it's effective, and yeah. So anyway, we'll do the BR-75 next because I've just got it loaded, and then we'll do the shotgun after that. Anyway, so the battle rifle has a 36 round clip, and I don't notice too much difference with the scope and everything. I think that's pretty much the same, like the design, everything. It's pretty much tried and true and everything. But yeah, it is an effective weapon. Like this is what I was talking about earlier with the weapon, with the assault rifle, of not getting enough kills with this. I can always again, this is another one of those examples of a weapon where if you're not good with it, you know, it's not like a rocket launcher. It's not like a rocket launcher where you just aim and shoot and you're guaranteed like a kill or something. So yeah. Anyway, this is a more skills-based weapon, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, so I will say that the ratio of the kills to deaths that I'm getting with the assault rifle versus the BR is definitely higher, just because I feel like the DPS is a little bit stronger. Like, I feel like right there I probably unloaded half the clip on the guy. I'm just gonna... Yeah. But, like, I can always find myself, if I can hit on target to the enemy, like even if it's like limb shots and stuff like that, then I can get a kill out of a full clip of that, of the BR. And so it's really nice. That's really effective. So again, this is another safe gun to pick. Definitely when I'm doing big team battle and I see these weapon caches or whatever, like these guys, like the Commando here, I will definitely go for those. That, like, I remember, I can't remember what map it is, but I think it's on Ascension. No, I'm thinking of. But anyway, so typically when I see a weapon cache like that and I see a BR, that'll be like the first thing I go for, just because it's really good for mid and long range and stuff. It's to get that DPS in. So I just really like it. Overall, it's probably one of the best guns in the game. Again, you're even more effective with it. You're even more effective with the gun if the better you are at it. So I think for right now, I'm gonna I'll put it in the S tier for right now, just because I really like it. It's like a go-to and everything. It's either if I don't have like another gun, usually it will be my secondary, because I like having a close quarters weapon versus a kind of mid to long range weapon. Okay, so the next two is the shotgun and the cinder shot, I believe is what the name of that weapon is. So let's check that out real quick. The Bulldog? Is that it? Oh, okay, cool. So it's called a CQ-S48 Bulldog. And then the Cinder Shot, which... I'm just going to find that guy real quick. Ravager, Pulse Carbine, Cinder Shot... There we go. Is that right? Yep, that was right. Cool. Okay, so the CQ-S48 Bulldog shotgun. This is actually probably the worst shotgun. Okay, so now contrary to all the two other weapons, this is probably the worst shotgun in Halo, I would say. It's comparable to the one in Halo 4, I remember, that was the Sentinel's weapon, or whatever the name of that species was, the Promethean, Promethean weapons. Just because I'm so used to, well, actually, no, that's... Here, let me try this really quick. If I can get the guy. Okay, so it does have the same effectiveness of the original shotgun from, like, Halo 1 through Reach or whatever, where basically you can shotgun the guy once and then smack him and he's dead. However, I feel like the range of the shotgun just is a little bit worse than the last one. I just feel like the damage output, the farther the range goes, obviously goes down and stuff. But every time I'm playing like a game of Fiesta and I happen to pick up a shot at the Bulldog, I just don't find myself getting a lot of and because here's the thing too, it's got a huge range of like the in which you can fire in and stuff, but I just find myself wanting to switch over to a different weapon at that point, just because of how slow the rate of fire is and everything. So typically, the only time I find myself like going after this shotgun is if I know I'm going to be in complete close quarters combat. And see, it didn't even work that time. So there's a couple times where I just don't trust the effectiveness of the shotgun. I would rather pick like an energy sword as my close quarters weapon over this. So it really needs... I feel like this is probably the first weapon in my list that'll probably needs like some sort of buffing. It needs some sort of adjusting to it, because I just don't find myself wanting to pick up this weapon ever. Like it's like it you know, if you know I'm carrying an assault rifle and my secondary is a pistol, then obviously I'm gonna swap it out for a shotgun just because it does a little bit more DPS. So it's very situational. It really doesn't have an all-around purpose to it. So I'm not finding a good time with that. Yeah, I've never gotten that achievement before, Scattergunner, because I don't use the shotgun. And maybe the clip size. Actually, I'm going to take off infinite ammo just so I can kind of see how much it comes with. Yeah, because I just think that the amount of ammo you're getting for the shotgun isn't warranted. But I don't know. I might be wrong. Anyway, I'm personally not finding myself using this gun a lot. It's not terrible so much that I avoid it, but it's very situational when I'm going to use it. So, for that being said, I'm going to put it... I'll put it in the B tier for right now. Okay, so the Cinder Shot, it's... I don't know how I would describe this. It's like it's a grenade launcher that explodes, but it bounces, so it won't ever... So let me just test this really quick. Okay, so it has 2 full clips, as far as I know, when it loads out. So basically it has like a splat. It does splash damage and stuff, so it's really good for AoE, or area of effect, situations and stuff like that. But I do, when I'm doing Fiesta and stuff, it's just so... because usually, if I'm really good about it, I can get 3 shots off. I'm not sure if I just point blank shoot the guy, if I can get like 2... Okay, so it can be a 2-shot kill weapon. So this is pretty good. I'm liking this so far. But yeah, no, it's just I think the one I feel like this is a weapon that has a good and bad side to it. So if I remember right, yep, it has its own splash damage and stuff. So that's not good. So it does have a caveat to using it and everything. But it's very effective. It's got a good range and everything. I wonder if I can just swap it out again. Nope, that didn't work. All right. Just switch out to this and then go back to Cinder Shot. Oh, okay, never mind. Anyway, yeah. That's all I have to say about this. I don't think there's too much else. It just has a really good range and everything, so it can be used... I honestly would use this as more of a medium to long-range weapon rather than a close-quarters weapon, but that being said, it has a good trade-off if you decide to use it as close quarters, because it's like it's a 2-shot kill, and the rate of fire is pretty effective that you could get it off if you're just very careful with it. But it has that caveat. It's like a light version of the rocket launcher, where you can be a little bit more close quarters with it and everything. But anyway, for that being said, I like it. I think it's actually one of those weapons that actually spawn. It doesn't spawn in it; it gets sent in. So I'm actually going to lower down the shotgun, but I'm going to put the Cinder Shot in the B tier because of that. Just because I like it enough when it's necessary, but I would still choose the rocket launcher over it, just because. But I do like it. It's good. Anyway, the Commando. So this actually is... I put it in the same kind of caliber of a rifle weapon similar to, you know, the AR and the BR, the battle rifle and the assault rifle. So anyway, let's check that out. Also, let's get the next one going too, just so I know. So the Disruptor, I believe it is. All right, so Disruptor and Commando. Yeah, okay, the VK78 Commando. So I actually, initially when I first started this, this is like one of the weapons I saw that I thought I was really gonna like. I can't tell if this is their replacement for like the DMR from Halo Reach, but I personally like the DMR a lot more. But this is probably the closest thing. This is probably the closest compromise between that and the battle rifle, because a lot of people like that 3-round burst. I kind of like semi-auto weapons, but I tend to find that I put it in the same caliber as probably the assault rifle, just because I tend to find that I have the same amount of effectiveness with just my kill to death ratio when I'm using the weapon, and I think it just does about the same amount of damage that an assault rifle does. But the nice thing about the Commando is that you can zoom in a little bit more, and you have a little bit more say in how far you can go with it. So, hang on, let me just go over here because I know there's more ammo.
We're flying now.
But anyway, so it's got, I think, about it's got 3 clips worth of ammo to start, and so that's pretty good. But the thing I do like about it is that you get a little bit more longer range with it. So I think if I was going to combo 2 weapons, if I was going to pair rifles together out of all of them, I would probably do the Commando and the battle rifle versus that over the assault rifle, if I had enough ammo and stuff. But it's nice because, like, if I'm not confident in shooting my targets, I can kind of slow down my rate of fire and nail a couple more shots. Because a lot of the time, too, I get this where I'll have a lot of people across the map like that, and I can kind of pick them off like that and get more headshots. Can't really do that with an assault rifle because it has a bigger hitbox and stuff, but less effective. But that's what I really like about this. So it has a good trade-off of not giving you a lot of ammo, but also at the same time, it's just, I feel like you have a lot more control with this, similar to the battle rifle versus the assault rifle. So I don't know. I've liked it since I've used it since it came out in this game. So I'm gonna say it's about just as effective, if not as the assault rifle. So I'm gonna go put in the A tier. Okay, so the Disruptor. This is a more newer weapon that I've been using. It's definitely still on the list of like random weapon. Okay, so I'll say this: I'm only using this weapon when I can't find other stuff. It's very interesting because it's a shock. It's how would I put this? It's a shock-based weapon, and actually, if you hold down the fire button, it actually goes out. So you have 3 clips worth of ammo. Let's just see if I can kind of take out a guy with a full clip, because it does damage afterwards. And yep, there you go. That's what I didn't know. Since it does shock damage, you can actually paralyze vehicles or whatever. You can create an EMP with it, and so that's really nice. So honestly, I would put this almost maybe on the same level as like the starting pistol. I can't remember what the name of it is right now. We'll get to that in a sec. But anyway, so I would honestly, if I had to choose a secondary pistol, I'd probably go with the Disruptor just because it's a little bit more effective. It doesn't have as good of a scope, but the thing is that it does this after effect like that I'm talking about. And I don't know about its range, but I just feel like it has a lot more variety with what you can do with it and everything. So that's nice. So for 3 clips of that, I would take that, because if you're going to be using a pistol, then I'm totally fine with it. But I really find when I'm doing Fiesta and I spawn in with a disruptor, I'm really kind of shaking my head and not really wanting to do that or use it. I'm more wanting to switch to a different weapon by that point. Like, I'd rather swap it out for something, because it's just it really plays itself as a secondary. It doesn't. You really don't want it as a primary. It's it's a very situational weapon. If there was a vehicle or something like that, I'd pull it out. But this is kind of the weapon I pull out when I'm, unloading a clip with my Commando, and then I just want to switch to my secondary or everything. So yeah, it can't really go really high on the list. I would probably put it. I'll put it in the C tier for right now, just because it's so situational for me to use it. All right, the energy sword and the gravity hammer. Those are the fun boys. Those are the fun boys and stuff. So let's try that out. All right, so the fun weapons that have been around for frickin' ever. These are just fun to play with and stuff. If you had to do fun factor, these are obviously the good ones. So, I want to see. I actually didn't check to see. I honestly think the energy sword got even better with the addition of the grapple shot and the thrusters and stuff. I think it just makes it. I think it makes you more deadly and everything. Because then I find I'm harpooning people. Okay, so it does 14. Or I guess not. It does. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. I think you can get like 6 or 7 kills with this. So 4, we're at 4 right now. 5.
Do that again.
Okay. 6. Okay, so you can get about 7 kills with it if you aren't like dueling anybody with it. But past that, it doesn't have a secondary right-click option or anything. But yeah. So, yep, and then it just turns into that, and then you just turn into a, like, it basically is just a brass knuckle at that point. And then it just goes back to this. Yep. Yep. Anyway, I really like it. It's another one of those tried and true weapons and stuff where it's pretty good. I think just, like I said, just with the addition of this, I think the range of how far you can go with it is totally fine. It's really just another skills-based weapon. If you're good with the energy sword, you're going to be good with it. But I think a lot of people, it's a weapon that I see a lot of people pick up. It's a good close quarters weapon. I choose it over the shotgun anytime. I choose it over the gravity hammer and stuff just because of how fast it is. So the gravity hammer we can do next, and I'll do this before I pull up the tier list. But anyway, the gravity hammer is still effective, but you really have to get in. So it has about 10 slaps, or Kong slaps, or whatever you want to call it. But here's the thing. I'm finding it's just so bulky. It slows you down. It's a very satisfying weapon to have, but you have to really be comfortable with using it in certain situations. So again, it's another situational weapon where it's just very slow and clunky. And the other thing too that is only a point for gravity hammers and energy swords, if you're having a melee weapon like that, then different players will approach you differently, obviously, because they'll try to avoid you whatsoever. So that's another thing about this. You can't really pair it too well with the thrusters and everything, so that's not good. But yeah, it's really good for vehicles and everything. But it's just super wonky and stuff like that, so I do like it. It's more aesthetically pleasing, but I just don't find it as practical in terms of its usage for just a lot of things. But okay, so in terms of balancement, I don't think I would change anything with the energy sword. Maybe with the gravity hammer, I'd like it a little bit more where the range of DPS, because basically to get a one-hit kill, you have to just be right on top of the guy and stuff, because if you're coming over here, it breaks their shield and stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe it's properly balanced because you can get an energy sword. The energy sword is more deadly, but it won't go up against vehicles and stuff. But, yeah. Anyway, so we will plug those in. I'm putting the energy sword in the S tier because it's tried and true. It's one of the first things I would go for if I see it. It's really effective. It's a good secondary weapon. I just have fun with it. It's just a fun weapon. I'm going to put the gravity hammer, though, in the B tier, just because it's very situational for when I want to use it. I still find myself picking it up, but here's the thing. I'm very aware of what's going on. So, like, say if if I see a gravity hammer in Fiesta, there's been plenty of times where I don't want to pick it up, just because it's like, oh, I don't think I would get away with like a ton of kills with this or something. So I just do not care for it. Anyway, so the Heatwave and the Hydra, I believe, are the names of the next two. So let's go ahead and get those done. So the Heatwave, Hydra, Heatwave. All right, so I'm actually going to switch to infinite ammo again just so I can see. So, okay, so you've got two... Okay, so it starts out with... So the Heatwave gets 2 clips. And I just picked up more ammo. Gets 2 ammo's worth of clips. The Hydra gets 3. So just for a point of reference. Now let me get my infinite ammo on here. Alright, so the Heatwave is another skills-based weapon and stuff. It's good for group management and stuff, but... Yeah, it's a 3-shotter, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I can get 2 shots off with this guy. Yep, it's 3 shots. Yep. It is cool to vaporize people, though. I will say that. So, I don't know. It's just... It's another one of those weapons where I'm finding myself really wanting to pick it up. Or like... It's like the Disruptor where I'm going to be picking it up and I'm like, oh shit, there's nothing left to pick up, so I got to pick up a Heatwave and go for it, because... like if I'm using a different weapon, I'll use it as my secondary to just kind of finish off a person or something. Because I don't find that the scatter shot like this, the one like this, does a whole lot. You'd have to really be in a scenario where it's good for getting multiple kills, but people aren't dumb enough to like you know, get clustered up like that. And the scenarios I'm finding myself like where that is applicable to be using a Heatwave like this, it's just not good. And also, another thing I don't like about the Heatwave is that it actually fizzles out. The ammo actually fizzles out after a certain while, if I can kind of get far enough out. But let me just see here. I can probably shoot it this way. Yeah, see, it kind of just disintegrates and stuff like that. I don't like that a little bit, because it's already not an effective weapon. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like it needs a buff where it needs to be a 2-shot kill or something, but only if you like actually place it on both of the certain areas. But yeah, the reload time is kind of slow, I guess. But again, it's just, I'm just not finding myself wanting to use this at all. Okay, so we can go on to the Hydra now. The Hydra has 3 clips worth of ammo. This is a very interesting one, because I've been using this slightly more. I've been finding myself using it only slightly more, just because I'm finding more effective ways to use the weapon, because it has the same mechanic as the shotgun, where if you shoot them once with it, you can do the shotgun strat where you can hit them once with it. But I do like also that it has this like directional rocket propelled thing. So, you know, honestly, and I think it's got not as bad splash damage as Yeah, it's less splash damage than the Cinder Shot. It's got less splash damage than a lot of things for being an explosive projectile. So I really like that. So honestly, like as much as I've been using it, I would honestly pick this over the shotgun as like a close quarters weapon. Like obviously I'm picking the energy sword first, but I think it's actually can be effective as a close quarters weapon just because the blast damage is just so minor and it's so manageable. But here's the thing. When you use it as a long range thing, it is just complete garbage. You need to be landing your headshots because you basically need to unload a whole clip to kill a guy on this. So let's just I'm going to test this out on a guy. See if I can get all of the clips in this. Okay, so it takes about 4 to 5 shots or something like that. Depending on the area of effect in which you're going with the guy. So, but yeah, it's just too slow with the rate of fire. I like, if I was gonna be using this, I would have to have the guy not be far enough away where he couldn't notice me using it, and then I would pull out a different weapon to finish him off with it. So I don't know. I'm just not finding myself because the amount of time it takes for the rocket to get over there. Yep, 5 shots. It's just not good. It's good for vehicles and stuff like that, though. So I would really rather have this in big team battle rather than just in a ranked match. But again, see that's not very effective and stuff. But still, that being said, I would still choose this over the shotgun as a close quarters weapon, just because I feel like I can get a little bit more because that splash damage effect is a little bit better because since the Bulldog is so crappy of a shotgun, say you are grouped together with some people, you can cause some splash damage. It has that added effect, and it has the effectiveness, the same amount of effectiveness as the Bulldog shotgun. So, alright, so we can do that. Let's go ahead and rank those guys. Alright, so the Heatwave, I'd probably put it down here in the C tier. It's just, I don't want to use that gun. I don't find myself wanting to use it that often. The Hydra I'll put in B tier, though. Just because I notch it a little. It has a lot more situational uses than the shotgun. And I can use it as a shotgun. I can take down vehicles with it and everything. So yeah, it's about the same level as the Cinder Shot I like. I'll put it there. Okay, so the Mangler and the Needler are next. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. That locking thing was getting annoying. Okay, so the Mangler and the Needler. So I already know my answer for one of these. So the Mangler... oh crap, hang on. I'll turn off infinite ammo just so I can tell the clip size. Okay. Son of a bitch. Okay. Did I pick up a Mangler? Okay. Either way, it's got about 33 rounds or whatever, I guess. Okay, so let's try this real quick. So it's about a 3-shot kill weapon. That is really good. That is actually really good. It's similar to the battle rifle and the Commando, where you really need to know how to be using it. But if you are effective, if your shot placement is really good, you will be very successful with using this weapon as a secondary. I don't think... I honestly, out of all the pistol weapons, I think I actually would choose this first over the starting pistol, just because I don't think the DPS really shrinks that much when you apply range to it. I think, again, it just matters about shot placement and everything, because if you're going to be using this close quarters and stuff, it just has a little bit higher of a DPS because it acts more like a revolver than anything. So I just like that about it. But yeah, there's not much else to say. I don't think it's really effective against vehicles, but yeah. But 8 rounds and stuff on that boy is just awesome. So I think out of all the pistols and stuff, all the handheld weapons, I'm finding this, because then I can... also, let me just check this. Needler has I think 3 clips worth of ammo, which is totally fine. I'm just going to turn on infinite ammo again real quick. Anyway. Yeah, just because it's a 3-shot weapon. It is so good. So you can get 2 kills off with 1 clip. So I'm really confident with this weapon. So yeah, I'm just really happy with this. It's I think the more I've been playing, the more I've been wanting to like pick up a Mangler as my secondary if I need it. But I'm really liking it. I don't know between the other Halos how it's been, but for some reason it's been really awesome in this one. I've just been noticing it. So anyway, we'll get to the Needler. This is a 3-clip weapon. This is probably the best version, hands down. This is probably the best version of the Needler so far, just because it actually works. It actually fucking works as an effective tool. Because, yep, there you go. I can unload... Actually, let me just try it on one guy, see if I can actually unload a full clip. Okay, so you don't need a full clip. You need about 20 shots of it to get... So, but basically, if you're good with it, you can get 3 confirmed kills with it. Obviously, if you don't pick up more ammo. But really, this is a good counter weapon to energy swords and gravity hammers and stuff if you have it. It's a very good close quarters weapon, obviously, so that's what it's good for. You could honestly have it as your secondary as a pistol or something like that. So if you're counting it as like a secondary pistol, then I would put that up there too. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. I just like I never used to I never used to like the Needler at all. Like in the other Halo games, I thought it was neat. It's a cool looking weapon. It's very iconic. But in Halo Infinite, they actually balanced it in a way where it's just like, oh, when I'm playing like a Fiesta mode and there's a bunch of weapons on the ground, I actually want to pick up a Needler because I know that I'm going to get some confirmed kills with it and everything. So I'm really happy about that. This is one of those easy picks where I'm just like, this is an easy pick for a really effective weapon. It's just like, when I pick it up, I'm just going to get kills with it and stuff. So very nice. I'm very happy with the Needler so far. I would not change a thing about it. So anyway, the Needler I think is an easy S tier and stuff. It is the best iteration of it so far. The Mangler I'll put in the A tier just because maybe, I don't know, the rate of fire could be more effective or something, but like it's just it's more skills based and stuff, like similar to these guys and everything. But yeah. Oh god. Okay, so now we're gonna do the pulse carbine. We're gonna do the plasma pistol. Oh god. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so pulse carbine. Let's see. Pulse carbine and plasma pistol. Alright, so now what we're going to do, and let me just turn off infinite ammo. Alright, so pulse carbine has 0%. 0%. Okay, 100%. Okay. I don't know why that was kind of weird. Okay, so the pulse carbine, I never use. Plasma pistol, I never use. They need buffing. They need some sort of buffing or whatever, because even with the strat of like locking on there and just doing that, very seldom do I find a strat, like do I find myself being successful with the one and done punch with the plasma pistol. It's really just speaks to its meme about like if you play on legendary mode and you know you've like there's so little ammo that you switch to the plasma pistol all the time in like Halo Combat Evolved. But yeah, like I haven't even tried to like shoot a guy with this. Yeah, see, like, God, it is just, you have to have 2 clips to be able to like really be effective with this weapon. I really think they could benefit from some sort of nerfing of it. Or not nerfing, but buffing of it. I think even I'm finding that the starting pistol is more effective with its clips and everything because, god damn, yeah, this is just a sad excuse for a freaking pistol. It's the worst pistol. And yeah, so because I shouldn't be spending this much time using the plasma pistol and stuff to be doing that. The pulse carbine. All right, let's see how this guy does. Yep, that's what I thought. Has the same kind of issue. It has this weird lock-on feature that I've heard from people, that the farther the distance away you are from the person, that like it has better homing effects to it. But the rate of fire is just doesn't warrant it. That like they really should have just given us the old Carbine and stuff and just made a copycat, and more people would have been satisfied with that. Hell, I'll take the Halo 5 one, honestly. But, yeah, again, this is just another thing where I am just picking this up just because I literally cannot find anything on the map. And it's funny because the plasma, or the pulse carbine, is another one of those things in the weapon cache that you find a lot of the time. But they really need to just, they need to buff these weapons or something, because it's just so ineffective. It's not situational, it's not nothing. Because, yeah, I don't think that homing effect is really that effective of it. If it was a little bit more good at that, then no. Because by the time I'm doing 2 clips into an enemy, it's just not... Yeah, seriously, like a full clip like that should not take that long. I would rather do... Yeah, because I think you shoot faster with the M40 AR than this, and so I am just not happy with these guys. I do not... These guys really need a buff. I'm not ever finding myself using these because it's just so inaccurate and stuff, so yeah. Anyway, these are easy to go in the D tier. those are the first D tier weapons and stuff. Okay. Alright, so the Ravager and the rocket launcher. Let us figure this out. So the Ravager, is it the Ravager or the Ravenger? Ravager. And the Ravager and what else? Did I say I was going to be doing the rocket launcher, but it's called something else. M41 Spanker, it's not that. Or no, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, M41 Spanker, sorry. I need to know my Halo terms better. Okay, so let's check the ammo really quick. I think the Spanker only gives you 4 shots. Okay, yeah, it only gives you 4 shots. But that's 4 kills. That's 4 confirmed kills. So the Ravager, I don't know, it tries to be like a splash damage weapon or something, but it also has like this charge effect that I never use. Because guess what? It just, you have to, yeah. It's good if you have a crowd. It's good for crowd controlled splash damage and stuff. It's actually more effective to use in the campaign than anything, but I'm rating all of these based on multiplayer and stuff. So anyway, go back to infinite ammo just so I can show it off a little bit more. I don't find myself really wanting to use this as often, just because, but yeah, but I can get a kill, like, unloading a full clip on these guys and stuff, but yeah, it's really just, like, I would use this in big team battle or something like that. It's just, I think it could benefit from a buff and stuff. It's just not effective enough. I'm not getting any kills with this. It's taking way too long to get a kill with this. It's very good for medium to long range and stuff, because so you're basically hoping that the only way you're going to get a kill is you're hoping that your enemy come on, yeah, I can't even get the guy because I don't even think a point blank shot would do anything. Yep, didn't do it. There you go. But again, it takes too long with that recharge time and everything, so that's not good either. So yeah, I really think it needs a buff in some case. But then you get the good old tried and true rocket launcher, and yeah, you basically one and done. One and done. I don't know if they have the homing feature on vehicles anymore with this. I think they actually got rid of that. I would have liked that a little bit more. I think they applied that to the Hydra, and then they took it away from the M41 Spanker. So it just depends. But this is a tried and true weapon. You're gonna get a kill with it, unless you're really freaking stupid with it, like you do this. Yeah, and then that's a suicide. So really, it's just a fun weapon to have. It's like the energy sword. It's so fun to have. I don't think the splash damage ratio, you could make a case that it might need to be like changed a little bit, but I personally find maybe it could be a little bit more effective versus vehicles, but I'd have to check. This is one of those weapons where they didn't really have to change anything just because it's so good at what it does. I think it's really the weapons that really need to be changed are the ones that are either newer or it's different iterations of that weapon. So anyway, that was an easy thing to do. So again, M41 Spanker, S tier, it's super easy to use. The noobs can use it and they can get a kill, and actually the professionals like get pissed off on that. So anyway, Ravager, it goes in the C tier. It needs some work and stuff like that. I'm not gonna find myself using it that often. So what the fuck is that weapon? That's I don't know. That looks like a Halo 5 weapon. What the shit is that? I haven't seen that from the side. I can't see the whole thing. We'll go back to that in a sec. So I'll do the starting pistol and the skewer. Yeah, because I can't tell what that is from this angle here, just because it's covered up too much. All right, so energy sword, Heatwave, Hydra, we did that. Yeah, Mangler, we did the side. Okay, so M50 sidekick, MK50 sidekick. It might be a Sentinel Beam. It could be that. Okay. And the Skewer. So the Skewer is a really fun weapon. This is really fun. I actually really like this weapon. It's just a one-hit kill weapon if you can launch the shot off, and it actually is really good against vehicles. I think it's the counter to the Spartan laser, and I actually think it's better than the Spartan laser, just because it's so fun to use. You feel so satisfying when you get to use this, and it has a double scope on this. I love using this in Fiesta. It's such a fun weapon to practice with, because if you're good with it, people get mad at you and stuff. I just think it's so fun to use. It is, I think the reload time is completely justified and everything. It's a very high risk, high reward weapon and stuff. But if you're good with it, you are dangerous and stuff. There have been so many times, like if I was gonna clip a lot of my if I was going to clip a lot of my like gaming footage and stuff, it would be with skewers and stuff, because that's I remember I uploaded something on my Twitch, which was a highlight reel, and it was just, I was so happy with that. Like I have the most fun using this and like probably like the sniper, so I'm just gonna say I like it. It's fun. It's, again, if you're good with it, you're awesome. Like, see, it's just such a freaking cool weapon to use. Anyway, so let me just check really quick to see the ammo capacity for it. And I think it's completely justified. Like 4 shots. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. Okay, so the starting pistol. Oh god. So 3, 4. Okay, so you have about 8 rounds, or sorry, eight clips, and everything for your weapon. Yeah, this is actually probably the best version of the starting pistol I've seen, because it has a zoom-in feature, which only like the Magnum or something had. But I like the rate of fire of the weapon, because you can get a kill off with these things. So like I am finding myself when I'm doing big team battle where I'll be across the way and you're still using your starting weapon, and I can still get a pretty good amount of kills with this, like or I'm getting assists with this guy when I want to switch from my assault rifle. So I actually really like this. I think again it's more so with the battle rifle where you need to just be really effective with it. You have to be really good. You have to be really good with your aim on this weapon. However, that being said, I think it's a good starting weapon. I think you can definitely benefit from picking something else up. But like in a situation like this where it's between the pulse carbine and the pistol, I'm gonna just pick the fucking pistol as my secondary. I would honestly rather do that. Same thing with a plasma pistol. So I really keep my starting pistol pretty often, unless there's something like an energy sword or something that's even better, like it's gonna make me confirm more kills that takes a little bit less skill to like do. So yeah, really like that. Really happy with this. Whoop. So anyway, what happened was we, sorry. So anyway, yeah, I think that's pretty good what I said about that. So I will see real quick. I think that's a Sentinel Beam. I think that's the Sentinel Beam at this point. So anyway, I'll put the starting pistol. I want to know the name of this guy before I switch off. It is the MK50 Sidekick. Okay. So anyway, so the Sidekick, doing pretty good. So anyway, we'll put that in the A tier and everything, just because it takes a little bit of skill to use. The Skewer, though. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, I'll put it in the A tier also. Just because I like it. It's fun to use and stuff like that. But I'm going to get my bias out of the way and stuff, and I'll put it over there. So I think that's the Sentinel Beam and the Sniper Rifle. All right, so let's get back to that. So Sentinel Beam and the Sniper Rifle. The S7 Sniper, sorry. Okay, so Sentinel Beam. It's a really fun weapon to use. So the Sniper is the Sniper. It's a two-shot kill weapon, unless you can obviously get a headshot on these guys. I don't think there's too much to be said more about that. Yeah, it's just it's one of the original weapons, and it's just tried and true. It's got, I believe, let's just look at it. I think it's got 8 shots to it. It's got 8 rounds to it for 2 clips. Yeah, 8 rounds for 2 clips. So you can get 8 kills, you can get 4 kills and stuff. You can get no kills, but it's one of the higher risk, but it's very satisfying to use when you get it. I really wish they would bring back team snipers, because it's like, out of all different like mediums and stuff for video games and stuff, this is one of my favorite snipers to use, because it's really cool looking. But it's just like it's basically like an equivalent to like a 50 cal, because it's just so satisfying. It's just so satisfying to use. So that's a pretty easy pick. And so now we will. So the Sentinel Beam is just percentage based, or no, actually it's not. It's 250 rounds. Okay. So how long does this take? All right. So you have a pretty good amount of time. You have a pretty, probably like a 5 to 10 second, maybe like 7-second delay or something for that. And then, all right, so let's put on infinite ammo. So I want to see how effective this is when I just kind of aim. You can get, okay, so I can get 1 kill out of it. So I did that with because that's 250 per charge on this guy. So let's see if I can find the other guys. God, when I need these guys. Where the hell are they? All right, here we go. So you can get a confirmed, you can get 2 confirmed kills to this. The only downside to this weapon is it's only as effective as you are at aiming and stuff, but it is good counters to the energy sword. I see a lot of people when come up to me with energy sword, unless they have like a thruster or a grapple shot, I can usually run away from them and just keep shooting directly at them. But it also has a range to it, so I could shoot this guy from over here. So I think the range doesn't stop until like, can I? Yeah, there is a range limit, I'm pretty sure, to it. But it doesn't. It's not. Yeah, it's a good short to mid range weapon, and you can get 2 confirmed kills off of it just if you're really good at aiming with it. But yeah, it causes a lot of DPS and stuff. So I like it. I think it's fun. The reload time is totally fine. But yeah. Anyway, got that. Alright, so we're good. Yep. Anyway, that's pretty fun. I think it's good. If you find it, like in Fiesta, it's one of the more common things I would pick up and everything. But it just depends on what it is. I actually, again, it's another weapon that's better than the shotgun at being close quarters. Okay, so the M7 sniper I'm going to put up here just because it's more skills based. It's not going to guarantee you kills, but it's got such a high DPS that it's going to do it. I think I'll put the Sentinel Beam just down here just because I might put it up here actually. Just because I think it's just that effective. I think you're going to get a lot out of it and stuff like that. All right, the Stalker Rifle and the Shock Rifle is the last weapon. All right, so now let's try those guys. The Shock Rifle and the Stalker Rifle. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Infinite ammo, turn that off. All right, so now, yeah, okay, so the Shock Rifle actually I'm using a lot more. It's like the same situation with the Disruptor where it's good against vehicles and everything, but it also, here's the thing. Is it a 2-shot? It's a 1-shot if you can get a perfect on them, where you can get a headshot. But 1, 2... Okay, so it's a 4-shot weapon, and I think it only takes 2 to 3 shots, depending on the body. Yeah, and if the guy doesn't walk it right in front of me. So anyway, you have pretty good balance. If you're really effective with this weapon, I think it's a lot harder. It has a higher learning curve for a lot of it. So I wouldn't recommend it to beginners. But yeah. But it is effective because it's a good long-range weapon because it has a scope on it and everything. So if you happen to find this, it's good. It's really good for stopping vehicles and everything, more so than the Disruptor. So it serves a situational role and everything, just because I think the rate of fire is a little bit slow for it to be like a good close quarters weapon. So I really don't want to pick this up unless I need it and I want it for a specific thing, or I'm just kind of dicking off and stuff like that. So that can be that and everything. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But anyway, the Stalker Rifle is percentage based and everything. So this is another, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get about 7 shots with this guy. This is like their answer to the Carbine, I believe. This is kind of like their compromise between the God, I can't remember what the name of it is, but the plasma sniper rifle and the pulse carbine from previous Halo games. This is kind of like their compromise between the two because it has that sniper double scope in and everything. But it finds itself to be on kind of like some level where it's like you can get a kill off, obviously, with one clip with it. I'm just terrible shot right now. Anyway, so let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's about a 5-shot. If you can get the body parts and stuff. Let me see if I can get these guys. Yeah, I think it does maybe just a little bit less than the BR and stuff. And I do think that the reticle and everything for this guy is a little more difficult, just in my opinion. It might just be a personal opinion, whereby the reticle is just, it makes it harder for me to like hit something. I just really like the BR a little bit more. I don't know if it's balanced exactly like the BR. I just think that okay, so if you're gonna ask me in a Fiesta mode if there's a Stalker Rifle and a BR next to each other, I'm gonna pick the BR every time and stuff. But this is a pretty safe weapon to pick and everything. It's like fine if you do it close quarters and stuff. It's obviously only gonna be so effective, but it's good. Okay, so it's a 3-shot kill weapon. So it's between 3 to 5 shots if you can get all your shots to land and everything. So it's pretty effective. It's one of the safer weapons to pick. So yeah, but you can't go wrong with it. The rate of fire justifies it and everything with the 7 events and everything. So you can get a kill with it. You can get a pretty good amount of kills with this guy. Yeah, so I won't go wrong with this guy. If I can't find a BR, I'll go for that next. It's a good medium to long range weapon. So anyway, let's plug those guys in. Okay, so the shock rifle is situational, so I'd probably put it in the B tier. The stalker rifle, I'll put in the A tier and stuff, just because like I find it's pretty safe to use and everything. Okay, so we are good on that. I think that's all the weapons and everything. Let me just double check. And let me just double check because I'm pretty sure that's all of them though. Okay, so we got the BR, the Bulldog, the Cinder Shot, the Disruptor, Energy Sword, Gravity. Yep. Pulse Carbine, yes. The Skewer, yes. Okay, we're good. All right, let's check the list again. Okay, so we've got, yeah, the BR, totally fine. I really like it. It's really a go-to weapon. Same thing. Yeah, these are all really go-to weapons and stuff like that. You always want to have one of those guys in your arsenal and stuff. These guys are a little bit more, it takes a little bit more skill to use, but you are just as effective. You can get just about as many kills with the BR as you can with these guys and stuff. If you're skills based and stuff. These are more situational weapons in the B tier and stuff, like where I'm not finding myself wanting to carry these unless I'm going to be in a certain situation where it's needed, and then it becomes a lot more useful. C tier is just like weapons that really are, I'm picking them up as like a last resort and stuff. They have certain uses and everything. Okay, I'll put the Disruptor up in the B tier also. Just because I think it's good enough on its own that it doesn't need a patch, but everything from C lower needs like some sort of patch to make it more balanced and everything. And then D tier is like, actually I avoid these and stuff. I actively avoid not picking these weapons up. This is like a last resort sort of thing. These are like, okay, I would be okay with having these and I could get use out of them. These are like, okay, I'm not going to get kills and I'm going to die. I'd rather just respawn with different weapons than these and stuff. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it and everything, so I'm pretty satisfied with that, because, yeah, the Mangler is pretty good and everything. Like, all of these are really pretty good. So these guys really need, like, these 5 guys need some sort of rebalancing and everything to make them more effective. Yeah, that's, I think, about all I have to say. So, well, this is, and for reference, this is time-stamped on January 23rd, I believe, of 2022. So we'll see how it changes over time in like a year or so, or when they start doing more updates and everything. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. So thanks for watching the video. So I will check you later and stuff, and I'll export this to my YouTube. So catch you later. Bye.